gossip is enormously corrosive. I mean, as you say, there's a chapter in here, and I identified as hurting three people: the person who gossips, the person who's gossiped about, and actually the person who listens to it as well. And I've been most often in the position of listener. I haven't really been gossiped about, and I try not to gossip myself. But it is corrosive because, again, people bring many motivations into it. So, the worst thing is when somebody says to you, I think you ought to know this, and this is a story I tell in here about this was a long time ago, and I hope a completely unidentifiable person. But where this person said to me, I think you ought to know that your friend has slept around. And I thought, I really don't think, actually, that I want to know that at all. Why have you told me that?
Yeah.
And that is something which sticks with a relationship, and it is a terrible thing. The motives of the person who told me, I didn't dig in too much at the time. I've thought about a lot since. But it's one of these things which can poison the workplace. And, what do you do about that? Well, you help the person who's been gossiped about, obviously, whether they're right or wrong. I mean, that this comes to, who amongst us is good enough to cast the first stone?
And how do you help the gossip? So that person who told you that, the damage was done. So what do you do next?
No, well, I think part of it, again, is about trying to build up an atmosphere in the workplace. I very strongly believe that there are very few points at which, you make the big decision, you turn right, you turn left, and everything after that is different.
But do you say to that person, for example, I wish you hadn't told me that? Do you actually stop? Do you say, don't tell me anymore? I don't think you should have told me that.
On this occasion, I did. I just thought that went too far, and it was something which, I didn't want to know. I think in other cases, again, as I was saying before, with the people who are, with the liars and the cheats and the people who are swearing and all the rest of that, I think it's worth, again, trying to, at least over time, dig into why is it that they're telling gossip? Is it actually because they themselves feel so lost and, down that they want to try and bring people with them? And if that is the case, then what can we do to help them? I mean, it's remarkable. We spend all this time at work. We spend 40 hours a week plus at work. We have this opportunity to reach out to people, even the most difficult people. And, this is, in the end, this is about, if you will, I mean, if you want to make yourself feel good, this is about, going to the houses of tax collectors, although I'm obviously on both sides of this, and sinners and lawyers, again, both sides of that one. And, seeing what can we do? What can we be creative? It's not about, sort of huddling tightly with the few Christians we can find at work and making ourselves feel better about ourselves.
Why not start your day with Inspirational Breakfast, Monday to Fridays from 7 a.m, only on Premier Christian Radio, where faith comes to life.